Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the latest Chicago Bears news as we gear up for the upcoming NFL draft. There's a lot to discuss, and I'm really excited to share some potential trade scenarios that could shake things up for the Bears. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our content as we approach draft day. Now, without further ado, let's jump right in. The draft is fast approaching, and the Bears are sitting at the 10th overall pick. However, there are several ways they could maneuver around the draft board to make some impactful moves. Today, I'm going to talk about 5 possible trade scenarios that could drastically change the Bears' draft outlook. Some of these proposals are more aggressive, while others are a bit more cautious. Regardless, each one has the potential to add significant value to the roster. Let's start with the first trade scenario, which has already been discussed in previous videos. If you haven't seen them yet, I highly recommend checking them out after this video, as they'll give you some additional context on this proposal. The first trade idea involves a potential move with the Jacksonville Jaguars. The trade would see the Bears moving up 5 spots from the 10th overall pick to the 5th overall pick. In return, the Jaguars would receive the Bears' 10th pick, along with a second-round pick in the 2024 draft. The Bears, on the other hand, would gain the 5th pick and a 4th-round selection in the current draft. On the surface, this trade seems like a win-win for both teams. The Jaguars, looking to acquire additional picks, could drop a few spots and still secure a top-tier player. The Bears, meanwhile, would move up into the top 5, which is a prime spot to grab an impact player that could reshape their roster. The beauty of this trade is that it gives the Bears a chance to land one of the top prospects while also giving them a selection in each of the first 5 rounds. Currently, the Bears only have 1 pick in the first 2 rounds, along with a pick in the 3rd round, but no picks in the 4th round. So while a 2nd round pick would be nice, the extra 4th round pick and the jump up to the 5th overall pick would be incredibly beneficial. As far as the trade value is concerned, it makes a lot of sense. According to the draft value chart, moving from the 10th to the 5th overall pick would require the Bears to pay a slight premium, but it's a fair deal overall. The value of moving up in the draft is undeniable, especially when it comes to the potential talent at the top of the board. The Bears could select a game-changing player with the 5th overall pick, and this trade would give them a significant chance to do so. However, it's important to recognize that in this scenario, the Bears would have to give up a bit more than just a single pick to make it work. That's the nature of top 10 trades, and it's not out of the ordinary. This is a trade that could pay dividends down the road though, as it would put the Bears in a position to add a key player to their roster, potentially filling a major need. Now, who might the Bears be targeting with the 5th overall pick? In my opinion, there are 2 names that stand out above the rest. One of them is a running back from Boise State who has the potential to be an absolute game changer in the NFL. The other is a defensive tackle from Michigan, a player who could anchor the Bears defense for years to come. Both of these players would bring immediate impact. And while it's difficult to say which one the Bears would prefer, it's clear that they would be getting a top-tier talent with either selection. If the Bears were to land one of these players, it would be a significant boost to their roster. The need for a running back has been a hot topic in Chicago, especially after the team struggled to find consistency in their backfield last season. A top running back could provide the Bears with a versatile weapon in their offense, capable of making plays both in the running game and as a receiver out of the backfield. On the other hand, a dominant defensive tackle could completely transform the Bears' defense, adding a force in the middle that could clog running lanes and disrupt opposing quarterbacks. The bottom line is that the Bears need to add talent to both sides of the ball, and either of these players would fill a major hole in the roster. Now, let's take a look at the second potential trade scenario. This one involves the Indianapolis Colts, who currently hold the 14th overall pick. In this trade, the Bears would move down 4 spots, from 10th to 14th, and in return, they would receive the Colts' 3rd-round pick, which is the 80th overall selection. This trade would allow the Bears to add another valuable pick while still staying within range to land a solid player in the 1st round. The Colts, on the other hand, would be able to jump up 4 spots to secure a player they covet, such as a tight end or another position of need. This trade is a bit more conservative, but it has its merits. The Bears would still be in a strong position to land a good player at the 14th overall pick, and they would gain an extra 3rd round pick to help bolster their depth. While the 14th pick might not be as flashy as the 5th overall pick, it's still a great spot to select a player who could make an immediate impact. And the 3rd round pick could provide the Bears with the opportunity to grab a potential starter or key contributor on day 2 of the draft. As for who the Bears might target, with the 14th pick, there are several possibilities. One player who could still be on the board is a running back from a top-tier program, someone who could contribute right away in the Bears' offense. While running back may not be the Bears' top priority in this draft, it's certainly a position that could use some attention. Another possibility is a linebacker, although the Bears may not view this as an immediate need. However, with the right talent available, they could look to add depth at the linebacker position, particularly if they find someone who could play a major role on defense. Regardless of who they select, the extra 3rd round pick gives the Bears more flexibility to build out their roster with additional depth. In both of these trade scenarios, the Bears would be making strategic moves that could help them secure immediate contributors and future stars. The draft is an exciting time for any team, and with a few well-executed trades, the Bears could be well on their way to building a playoff contending team in the near future. The question is, how bold will they be? Will they stick with their current position and take the best player available, or will they make a move to secure a game-changing talent? Whatever they decide, one thing is for certain: the Bears' future is looking bright. Moving forward, the 3rd trade scenario we'll discuss involves a team that has been on the rise recently, the Detroit Lions. With the 6th overall pick, the Lions are in an intriguing spot, and the Bears could take advantage of their position to make a significant move. This potential trade would see the Bears moving up from the 10th pick to the 6th overall pick, with Detroit receiving the Bears' 10th overall pick and their 4th round selection in the 2024 draft. For the Bears, moving up 4 spots would give them a chance to land a truly game-changing talent at a critical position. At first glance, this might seem like a bold move, but it could be just the kind of trade the Bears need. The Lions, while in a good position to add talent to their roster, may not be as desperate to secure a top 5 selection, especially given their roster depth and multiple needs. The Bears, on the other hand, could be looking to capitalize on their spot in the top 10 and potentially secure one of the most coveted players in the draft. With teams like the Jaguars and Colts looking for similar talent, the Bears could be in a position to secure one of the top players in the class if they make this move. What would the Bears be aiming for with the 6th overall pick? One of the positions the Bears are expected to prioritize is wide receiver. With Darnell Mooney and Chase Claypool on the roster, the Bears still need a true number 1 receiver to help their young quarterback Justin Fields take the next step. The 6th overall pick would put them in prime position to land a top-tier receiver who could immediately elevate their passing game. Whether it's a big-bodied receiver who can win in contested situations or a speedster who can stretch the field, this trade would be a way for the Bears to secure a weapon for their quarterback and improve an area that has been a weak spot. In recent years, another possibility is a pass rusher. While the Bears have made strides in improving their defensive front, they still lack that one game-changing player who can consistently get after the quarterback. With this trade, the Bears could find themselves in range to land one of the top edge rushers in the draft. A dynamic pass rusher could provide the Bears with the type of pressure they need to elevate their defense, especially in a division with high-powered defenses like the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers. Regardless of the position, the idea behind this trade is simple. The Bears need to add top-tier talent to their roster, and moving up to the 6th pick would give them a chance to do that. While it may cost them a 4th round pick, the potential upside is worth it. With a few key additions, the Bears could quickly transform their team into a playoff contender. Moving on to the next trade scenario, we're going to look at a potential deal with the New York Giants, who hold the 25th overall pick. This would be a different kind of trade for the Bears, one where they would move down in the 1st round. The Bears would trade the 10th overall pick for the Giants' 25th overall pick, along with their 2nd and 3rd round picks in the 2024 draft. While this might seem like a significant drop, it would allow the Bears to accumulate more assets, which they could use to fill multiple needs across their roster. In this scenario, the Bears would move down 15 spots, but in return, they would receive a treasure trove of draft picks. The 25th overall pick would still give the Bears access to a high-caliber player, and the addition of 2 additional picks in the second and third rounds would provide them with the flexibility to bolster several positions. This trade would be especially appealing to the Bears if they feel like they can still secure a solid contributor at 25 and add even more depth in later rounds. The benefit of this trade is clear. The Bears would have the opportunity to address multiple areas of need, such as the secondary, the offensive line, or the linebacker core. With extra picks in the second and third rounds, they could double dip at key positions, allowing them to fill immediate needs while also building depth for the future. Plus, with more opportunities to draft talent, the Bears would be better positioned to build a team that can contend over the long term. If the Bears were to make this trade, the next question becomes, who could they target at the 25th overall pick? There are several potential options, with many players likely to fall into this range due to the deep nature of this draft class. One potential pick is a cornerback, a position that has been a concern for the Bears in recent seasons. Adding a dynamic cornerback who can cover top receivers and contribute to the secondary would be a great move. Alternatively, the Bears could look to strengthen their offensive line by drafting a tackle or guard who can step in immediately and protect Justin Fields. Another option could be a linebacker who can make an immediate impact, especially in coverage and run defense. The Bears' defense has shown promise, but adding a young, talented linebacker would give them even more flexibility to match up against opposing offenses. Whether it's cornerback, linebacker, or offensive line, this trade would allow the Bears to address one or more positions of need and still find talent in the first round. Now, let's move on to the 5th and final trade scenario, one that might seem like a bit of a long shot, but could still make sense for the Bears. This scenario involves trading with the Philadelphia Eagles, who hold the 30th overall pick. In this trade, the Bears would send their 10th overall pick to the Eagles in exchange for the 30th overall pick, a second-round pick, and a future 4th-round selection. The idea behind this trade would be for the Bears to move down in the first round and acquire a strong haul of future draft picks, giving them more flexibility to build their team. While the 30th pick is much further down the board, the Bears could still land a high-level prospect, particularly if they're looking to draft a player who might be a bit of a project. This trade would give the Bears an opportunity to add talent later in the draft while also strengthening their draft capital for future years. The extra second-round pick would be incredibly valuable, allowing the Bears to add another immediate contributor to their roster. In this scenario, the Bears would be able to secure more assets while still having the chance to grab a player who could contribute right away. While it might not be the most glamorous move, the value of multiple future picks could give the Bears the flexibility they need to continue building their roster for long-term success. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy, drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Jim Harbaugh has officially been named the new head coach of the Chicago Bears, marking a bold and nostalgic move by the historic franchise. Known for his fiery personality, sharp football mind, and proven track record both in the NFL and college football, Harbaugh returns to a city where he once played quarterback. This time to restore pride and competitiveness to a team long craving a return to relevance. The Bears' decision to bring in Harbaugh signals a commitment to strong leadership and a return to the physical, disciplined identity the team once embodied. After leading the San Francisco 49ers to 3 NFC championship games and a Super Bowl appearance, and later rebuilding the University of Michigan into a powerhouse, Harbaugh arrives in Chicago with one mission: win. His coaching style, which emphasizes toughness, strong defense, and smart quarterback play, aligns perfectly with the expectations of a fan base known for its loyalty and high standards. Harbaugh inherits a roster with intriguing young talent and the possibility of building around a promising quarterback situation. With a high draft pick in hand and cap space to maneuver, the Bears could be on the verge of a significant turnaround. Harbaugh's influence is expected to be immediate. He's known for getting the most out of his players, demanding excellence in all phases of the game and building a culture of accountability. For the Bears organization, this is more than just a coaching hire. It's a cultural reset. After years of coaching instability and inconsistent play, Jim Harbaugh's arrival brings a sense of direction and renewed belief. The challenge will be great, but so is the opportunity. And in a city that breeds football, Harbaugh's homecoming could be the spark that finally reignites the monsters of the Midway. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.